There is a $147,000 median home price difference between homes in Auburn Lakes and the Woodlands, and most buyers don't realize there's additional cost with that choice. I've helped over 25 families in the past 7 years decide between homes in Auburn Lakes and the Woodlands. When people are considering these two neighborhoods, they're only thinking about two factors: price and what address is going to be listed for them, because many people like that Woodlands clout. But there are some hidden factors that people are not considering, and I'm here to reveal the top 5. So by the end of this video, you have clear direction on which neighborhood is right for you. Okay, we're starting off strong and digging in deep, and we're starting with pricing. So for Auburn Lakes, the median priced home is $512,500 with a price per square foot on average of $174. You will only get single family homes here in the neighborhood of Auburn Lakes. There are some apartments, but those are not for purchase. Buyers are surprised about how far their dollar will go here. They can get more square footage on a great sized lot in this neighborhood. It is a master plan community, just like the Woodlands, just on a smaller scale. So the Woodlands median price point is $659,000. Average price per square foot, $251. Families are paying more to have that Woodlands address, but there are more housing options. So you do have condos and you have townhomes for purchase as well. Let's chat lifestyle and demographics. And spoiler alert, the main difference between these two neighborhoods is going to be population size. So if you're looking for something on a larger scale, the Woodlands may be it for you, and something a little more quaint is going to be Auburn Lakes. So overall, Auburn Lakes population size is 7,778 with an average age of 47 in the neighborhood. Median household income is $126,000, and I would say this neighborhood is more family focused. And local things that are unique to the neighborhood, we do have a vineyard right in the neighborhood, schools, and some community businesses as well. In the Woodlands, population size 114,436. Average age is 40.5, so very similar to Auburn Lakes. Median household is over $130,000 a year in income. And this is definitely a more affluent area. So you have people with a bit more money, it seems like, over in the Woodlands. And overall, you have way more restaurant options and shopping in the Woodlands. That people don't always think about is the cost of commute and transportation. So the good thing about Auburn Lakes and the Woodlands is that they sit side by side together. So your commutes are not going to be very different unless you are at the back of the Woodlands. The Woodlands is very large, and if you're at the back of the Woodlands, it could take you an extra 20 to 25 minutes just to get to the front of the Woodlands and to the freeways. Both have really good access to Highway 99 and 45. And in fact, I would say Auburn Lakes, if you are looking at something at the back of the Woodlands versus the front, Auburn Lakes may be even a better deal as far as your transportation goes. If you're looking to get to downtown or to the airport, that makes a huge difference. If you're needing to get to the front of the Woodlands, definitely Auburn Lakes is a little bit more towards the middle than something at the back. And definitely checking these commute times out is going to be key to understanding which neighborhood is the right fit for you. Now let's compare ongoing costs and fees associated with living in each neighborhood. So if you're comparing property taxes, Auburn Lakes has a property tax of 2.4%. Some of the Woodlands, including Creekside, is also at 2.4%. However, if you're looking at some of the other villages within the Woodlands, they may have a lower tax rate in the 1% range. So checking out those details can be super key. If you're comparing HOAs, Auburn Lakes has an HOA fee of over $750 annually, where the Woodlands, most of their areas do not have an HOA because they are in a township. So there will be a township fee whenever you purchase the house. However, there is not typically an annual HOA fee except for certain subsections of the Woodlands. So overall, you could pay more upfront in the Woodlands. However, depending on how long you hold your property for, you could pay less in those ongoing costs in the long run. So definitely checking out what's going to make sense for you, and those costs, it could be key to finding the right neighborhood. Let's chat amenities between these two spectacular neighborhoods. So we kind of have a yours, mine, and ours approach when it comes down to amenities, because we are so close to each other, we can go back and forth between what's offered in each community, with the exception of the pool, because that would become at an extra cost. Auburn Lakes, with it being on a smaller scale, we do have a lot of what's in the Woodlands, just smaller. So we do have the trails, ponds, playground, pool, splash pad, gym, rec center, just to name a few. And in the Woodlands, they have those same things, but they have more pools and more trails and more playgrounds, more splash pads within each one of their 7 villages throughout the area. Now, one thing that is a big difference is in the Woodlands, they have a vast amount of shopping within the neighborhood. So they have Market Street, the mall, Hughes Landing, which offers great shopping, great restaurants, and that's something that Auburn Lakes really doesn't have. It's not as easily accessible by bike or by walking to get to these. You do have to drive your car to get to that, but it's only, between 10 to 15 minutes to get to the mall and to these great shopping areas. So looking past the price tag changes everything. There's a lot to offer in both Auburn Lakes and the Woodlands. It is just what comes down to preferences and what makes sense for you as a buyer. Of course, if you have questions on these two neighborhoods or the surrounding areas, don't hesitate to reach out. You can contact me at my website at www.sarahgongora.com, or you can send me a DM. I'm happy to help along the process.